Hey everybody, welcome to Northernlion tries Sagrada. Sorry, usually you don't get your first word wrong. Well, I guess as a baby you kind of do, right? What was your first word? Mine was hoagie. This is not a joke. My mom made a lot of hoagies when she was pregnant, and then they swear to God that my first word was hoagie as well. Sagrada, or as you could call it if you're a big fan of Tosh.0, Sagrada, is a dice drafting digital board game. It's based on a real board game called Sagrada that I've always wanted to play. Everyone when I played Dicey Dungeons was like, oh, if you like rolling dice and drafting dice and assigning dice, you should play this board game called Sagrada. It came out on PC. I bought it. It was $10 USD. I have played 0 of it. So let's do the tutorial and learn something together, shall we? You know I love a digital board game. Welcome. In Sagrada, you'll be placing dice to create a stained glass window for the famous Sagrada Familia Basilica. At the start of each round, a number of random dice will be rolled. There they go. These dice represent the panes of glass needed to complete your window. It is your turn to select and place a die. You must place your first die along the edge of your window. Okay, well for me, I'm like, is it like dominoes? Like, do we have to put a 6? Each window pattern is unique, containing some spaces with color or number restrictions. That 6 looks perfect for the yellow space. So does a yellow 6 has to go here because it has to be a 6? Well, maybe no, a 6 would have to go here, maybe. Anyway, excuse me. He's starting to get it, okay. And then this is Anthony. He's not one of the Queer Eye guys. In fact, perhaps, probably my favorite of the Queer Eye guys. I mean, he's always making those delicious dishes. Little Canadian bias as well. Anyway, he's drafting a dice. Oh, so we share a dice pool. Okay, players get 2 turns to place a die every round. After each player takes 1 turn, the round continues in reverse order, beginning with the last player. Okay, so it's got like a serpentine draft style. Okay. After the first die has been placed, all other die must be placed adjacent to a die already in your window. Okay, so we want to put a 2 right here, probably. The space to your right needs a 2 of any color. There you go. At the end of the round, there will always be at least 1 die that hasn't been picked. It is moved to the round track. Then the turn order changes and a new pool of dice are rolled. Okay. Interesting. It seems simple enough so far. Alright, so I will place if possible. A die can't share an edge with another die of the same color or number. Okay, so it's Sudoku-esque. So the 2 can't go here because it's yellow, and it can't go here because it's a 2. Understood. However, a die can share a corner with a die of the same number or color. Alright. The 5 satisfies the requirement of the blue space on your window. Let's use it. Done. It is your turn again. When you're the last to pick in a round, you get to take 2 turns in a row. Placing the 5 opened up new spaces. The green 1 looks perfect for the green spot. It doesn't seem that complicated so far. I'm eager to see how things look once I get the chance to kind of pilot myself to see how much I've learned so far. But this seems like, honestly, the digital board games oftentimes are kind of hit or miss when it comes to accessibility. Like, sometimes I don't want to put them on blast, but I played the Epic Games free version of Pandemic, and it was clearly designed for the mobile interface. So some of the elements on the screen literally were unclickable in the tutorial. Where I was like, that's just kind of unacceptable. This seems like really smooth so far, so I appreciate that. You need a red die at the top of your window. Place the 5 in that slot. Done. Uh-oh, playing the 5 was legal, but not wise. You won't be able to play a 5 next to it later. Hit the undo button to undo that move. And then, you know what? Let's put a 4 in here, because we can always put a 4 there as well, because it's, you know, diagonals are okay. They satisfy that rule. Oh, baby, we're playing now. Each player starts the game with a private objective. In this case, your private objective will award you points by adding the values of your yellow dice. Okay, so we want as many high-value yellow dice as possible. Additionally, each player scores points from a shared set of public objectives. If you get sets of 1s and 2s, you get 2 points. Color variety, sets of 1 color anywhere is 4 points. And rows with no repeated values. Okay, understood. To view an objective again, hover your cursor over the icon. You've got this. Keep drafting and placing dice. The game ends after 10 rounds. Okay, so let me think about this. Like, ideally, we would like to put this 1 in a different area. Like, for me, it seems... Oh, but a 5 can't go here now. That sucks. Purple has to go here. Okay. So, hold on. I'm thinking. I'm thinking, and I'm thinking. Here's my thinking right now. What about a 1 here? Oh, but then we don't get this one. Right? This... No. We have to pass it back. That's my bad. I thought we could put the purple 1 in that purple spot to satisfy it. Alright, let's see what you roll. I want to see yellow 6s. Alright, not even... Satisfied none of the conditions. So the easy money play is we have to put a purple here. 1s and 2s being in a set is good as well. But we want a purple here, so a purple 4 is bad here. But we have to put a 4 here, so purple 4 here is bad. Purple 3 is probably okay here, so why don't we start there? And we could put red 4 there, if nobody takes red 4 from me. Oh, it's my turn again. I'm so good. Look at that. Alright, then we'll pass it back to you, and you can do whatever you want. He's got a lot of 1s and 2s. Let's see what we roll this time. Yellow 6, please. No yellows again. Hold on, I want to see this. Rows with no repeated values. But do the rows have to be full? If they have to be full, that's hard. If they don't have to be full, that's not so bad. So I think we should take the obvious play and fulfill this 5 condition over here. Let's see how Anthony applies. Honestly, right now it's moving fast enough that I have no idea strategically what he's doing. Turns out the 3 here was not a good move. That's okay. A 2 and a 4 here also do nothing for us. So I think, honestly, just thinking, I think a 4 works okay here. That way we can still have the chance to get a row with no repeated values. Oh, that's a column, dummy. We still have a chance to get a row down here, though. So we only go for 10 rounds. I'm interested to see what happens when the board starts getting so crowded that it's hard for us to actually get stuff working. What do you do when you don't like the dice? You use a tool. Players have access to 3 shared tools each game. Draft a die, then flip it to its opposite side. Move any one die in your window, ignoring color restrictions on your window pattern. Okay. Draft a die, then increase or decrease its value by 1. 1 may not change to 6 or 6 to 1. Okay, so we could take, like, yeah, you really need a 6 to fill your window. That's what I was just going to say. We can raise our 5 to a 6. And then place that right there. And that does really well for our private objective as well. When using a tool, you spend favor tokens. More on favor tokens in the next tutorial. The first time a tool is used by any player, it costs 1 favor token. After that, it costs 2 favor tokens for all players. Alright, understood. Slowly rolling out that complexity. Just thinking. Just studying it. You know how dogs is and all that. I think we want a 5 here. And then if we could get that, if we could get a 3 here eventually, that would be very nice as well. You've taken the 2. The 3 is useless. Nobody likes it. The blues and purples are just... Nobody cares. Okay, high yellow rolls are pretty good. You can tap and hold anywhere on your window pattern to use the magnifying glass. It'll allow you to examine your window pattern under the dice. Okay? Imagine that probably is more relevant once you know what you're doing. So for me, I'm like... Well, we should be looking at rows. We should be looking at rows. Obviously, a yellow 5 is big for us because it fulfills this objective right here. Sum of values on the yellow dice. I mean, that seems super good. Can you just hold on a second? I'm just thinking. So I actually think yellow 5 here is nice because we can also get a series of non-repeated dies with a 2 right here. That's not... Those are repeat with a 1 right here. Oh, baby, he's done it. That'll fulfill a row with no repeated numbers, I think. And fulfill the prophecy of blues and purples never being drafted at all. Oh, you hate to see that red 6. I thought he was going to go nuts for that red 6. Your window is coming together nicely. Well, we can't put this 3 here, but we can put this 3 here. So let's do that. Fulfill that condition. Then it's our turn again. I'm trying to think. what we might like. This already has a 6 and a 5 in it. 6... Non-5 up here would be nice, so I'll tell you what. Why don't we pop a 6 down right there? Because I think the other guy might have wanted the 6 anyway to pop right there. It depends on what his objectives are. I guess I have no idea. He can't place either of them. Is that... Maybe he did place one and I wasn't paying attention. It does happen from time to time. So if we want a non-repeat, we'd really like a 1 or a 2 there. Let's go with a purple 1 to start with. Because then we should be able to place either of the 2s right there. And that's another non-repeated row. We only have one more round. It should be pretty easy to fill this up. I have no idea how we did, but an attempt was made at least. How'd you do, Anthony? What do you got here? You put that 6 in there. This is the final round. Don't forget that you can use a tool if necessary. Yeah, but is it necessary? I get to go twice. I'll pop that down there. I'll pop a 3 in here. And I feel like I'm under control. And Anthony sucks, dude. He's horrible. I filled up my whole stained glass window. It looks beautiful. I don't know if I won. I mean, it's giving me fireworks. Congratulations on finishing your window. You score 1 point for each leftover favor token. Okay. Next, you'll earn points for each of your public objectives. So these are sets of 1s and 2s. Sets of 1 of each color anywhere. I gotta be honest, wasn't totally following that, I should say. Rows with no repeated values. Hey! Then you earn points for your private objective. And this is where the moneymaker was for me. Anthony, you are a fool. I've destroyed you. You lose 1 point for each empty space in your window. Look at that. More than doubled him. Alright. Continue. Let's try to play a normal game. It seems simplistic enough. I mean, it might, by watching it, you honestly might think it looks like a little bit complicated, but I think that maybe mechanically it kind of is by video game standards. I don't mean that to be like rude, but you know, a lot of video games are like shoot the other dudes in the head and then cap the point. Board games tend to be, and then during your initiative phase, you can use up to 3 deliberation tokens to, and if you flip over the deliberation tokens, they become a judgment key. That you get the idea. By board game standards, this seems relatively simplistic so far. Draft a die, then swap it for a new die from the supply. Choose a value and place the new die, obeying all restrictions, or return it to the draft pool. Okay, I don't know about that. Public objectives. They're different every time. Interesting. So, we want color variety, sets of 1 of each color anywhere, row with no repeated colors, and columns with no repeated colors. Understood. I will do my best. I will do my best. And we start with favor tokens. Alright, my turn. So we have to start at the edge of the board. With no 6s, we have to keep in mind blues are our public objectives. So the more blues we could get, the better. But I guess the more blues we take, people will be like, this guy's taking a lot of blues. Be careful. So I think we'll start with a blue 4 right here. Seems decent enough. Hugo takes a purple 2. Pablo takes the yellow 5. We're left with a 3 and a 2. I think literally our only move right now, because we have to place around this, is the diagonals. Because we can't place a blue next to another blue. So we can place this 2 anywhere adjacent, but we have to put it on this diagonal. We can't put it on this because it's red. Okay. Sorry, I just had to walk through that one myself. Alright, turn 1. I don't necessarily feel like things went badly there. I don't think things went wrong. Let's see what we got here. We want to see high blues. That's fine. I mean, it's our bonus objective. I'm not sweating it too much. Okay, let's think about this. No 6s. 6s are important for us. So I think it's nice if possible. Remember, you don't want to repeat colors, you don't want to repeat rows, and you want as much color variety as possible. So I think to me, it makes sense to take the highest value red if we're going to take a red to go on the red spot. Just because somebody else might have the private objective of getting some reds. So, seems sensible to me. And I feel like it makes more sense. Well, I don't think it matters that much, but I was thinking to myself that it kind of seems to make more sense to take inside pieces. I'm trying to think, doesn't an inside piece have more, it has more adjacent than an outside piece, you know? Like an inside piece is adjacent to 8, adjacent or diagonal to 8 different pieces, some of which have already been filled, obviously. Whereas an outside piece is adjacent to less. So I'm not trying to get too galaxy brain here. Just don't block yourself off from anything. So for me, I'm like, you know, why not put like a green right here? Although actually, now that I think, I'm like, here might be better. Then if we get a 6, we can actually place that 6 up there. But we're not going to be first pick next time. That's okay. I feel like I'm kind of getting lost in the sauce a little bit. But that's okay. I'm thinking. And I really like dice rolling and dice drafting games. Oh, baby. The blue 6, please. Blue 6! You cowards never should have let me have it. Now, we did double up on that row, but I think it's worth it for our bonus objective. This seems really cool so far. Now, I will say, can I take this as an opportunity to tell you a little bit more about how I feel about digital board games? You're like, please no, I've heard it all. I think we do best with this right here. I like board games because they have chunky, tactile, logical, like flowchart style mechanics that really fit nicely into my brain for the most part. However, hold on, I'm thinking on this one. We want high value blues whenever possible. But at the same time, fulfilling some of these harder conditions might be nice as well. Like, we need to be able to get to this blue. So I think we take a pass on that this time, and instead pop this 3 down right here and pass it on. Sometimes I actually get annoyed, and this will strike you as being ridiculous but not out of character for me. Sometimes when I play board games, I get annoyed because we're social beings and people, I don't think we want to, well, that should be an easy fill later. Let's fill it with that. People want to talk, you're mid-turn, you want to banter, you want to ask them a question, how's work, etc., etc., and I'm like, hey, I'm trying to play Splendor right now. Can we talk about, oh, he made it into a 3. Can we talk about the game? So I actually really like a digital board game as an opportunity to smooth out to make it more of a pure mechanics experience, believe it or not. I've previously said, red anything would be fine there, hold on. I've previously said, you know, I like digital adaptations of board games. That's true. The dirty little secret, though, is that I actually, even more than liking digital adaptations of board games, I think I honestly tend to prefer the digital version to the real version, or the physical version, if you will. I think a yellow works nicely there. We can get all the different colors. We don't violate any of our other rules there. And that's being sincere. I kind of, especially after playing a lot of Tabletop Simulator, I actually feel like, for the most part, even though Tabletop's a little clunky, for some unscripted games in order to keep manual control of stuff, I think the Tabletop does an amazing job of making the experience more streamlined most of the time. But I get that a lot of people might disagree with that. I'm just thinking. I still don't think we take the 1 yet. I think you take the purple 6. I'm really onto this mindset right now of taking the high value dice just in case other people have private objectives that's like the more purples I have, the merrier. And then we can't put a purple 1 there, which is fine. We know we got turns left to get that handled. So I think we can go, we can start to fulfill a lot of conditions, but for me, I think this is the best one right now. Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure, I want to, it's a bit of like a crayon Sudoku, you know? We want to make sure we have as few rows and columns that have duplicated colors. So there's no 1s in this one, which is kind of scary, but we got so many rounds left over. We could always lower the value of a dice, but I don't think that's worth it, honestly. So let's start knocking some stuff out here. We want no duplicated colors. So for me, I'm like, oh, you can't put a 6 there because it's the same value. But a 3 here is fine. It'll fulfill a condition here and not violate a condition there. I think we could really put down a serious score here. I still have no idea what my opponents are doing. Whether or not they're doing well, I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't. We really need a red, I think, to go here, or a green. That would be fine as well. Let's think about it. Let's fulfill some more if possible. So purple, we'd really like to put purple here. So I think a purple... Let's do a purple 2, because a 4 could still go here diagonally. And remember, if you have to use your tools, you can use them. It seems really sensible to use one favor point to play a die that might allow you to get a bunch of points. So that red 1 is really what I'm looking for right now, if possible. And I'm stoked to have gotten that. That seems... Oh, but it... undo that. We'd like it to be a different color of 1, if possible. Move any one die in your window, ignoring color restrictions in your window pattern. It really depends how spicy we want to get on the next one, huh? Doesn't it? Because, like, we can definitely... I kind of like a red 6 right there. No, no, no. No, I don't. No, I don't. Oh, we've kind of screwed up this intersection no matter what. I see. And what am I talking about? We've already screwed it up. We got 2 blues in there. What was your master plan there? I think we actually want to keep working on the private objectives there. We go after that anyway. So now, a blue-yellow... Yeah, blue-yellow would work fine here. For this at least, but it would screw up this. Yeah. Yeah, now it's all much like a Sudoku puzzle, it's all starting to fall apart. This at least gets that. This column's good. Alright. Is this a good time to point out I'm colorblind? I'm not actually colorblind. But I thought briefly you would have sympathy for me, so that's why I said it, okay? I'm not afraid to admit it. Well, okay, now it's all about finishing the board as cleanly as possible. We can't put that blue 4 here, unfortunately. So a red in this row is pretty good. Because remember, the rows being fine are worth more than the columns. What are you doing? What do you get to roll one more dice? Amazing. This will... Oh, that won't complete that row. You're a fool. You're an absolute fool. Put this here, then. At least it screws up this freaking... Put it... Yeah. That's the ticket. You can't put that there. Why can't... Because there's a 4 here. Now you've done it, dude. Now you've gone and done it. I actually think you want to put the yellow one here. It does screw up a couple of different things for us, but on the same token, it allows us to fill that space, which was looking quite dangerous. I have no idea how I'm doing now. 2 turns ago, I thought I was in the clear. Now I have no clue. So, a green here is real nice for us, because we get a row. And if we can play another green, you guys literally can't go. What is wrong with you? You're bad. You didn't plan ahead at all. Here, I thought I screwed it up. All right, here's the moneymaker right here. 1 point for each favor token. I use none. Sets. Still crushing it. Rows. Just 1. Columns, though. 3 columns. That's not too bad. Sum of values on blue dice. We could have done a lot better there. -1 for each empty space. I won! Because the AI let me win. And let's view our windows, shall we? Oh, it's beautiful, dude. Take me back. Alright, so the last thing I wanted to check on here. I like that there's a campaign mode in this. I think that's super cool. Not only did I win, I won with 3 stars because I'm the best. I got 3 achievements because I didn't make any mistakes. I was checking to see if there's online. There is online. Is this an Asmodee digital game? Either way, just the fact that it has online. I don't know what account you're asking me to log into. Just the fact that it has online is very cool. So this is a little look at, a little preview / first impressions video of Sagrada, a dice drafting board game where you build a stained glass window. It's a lot of fun. It might lack a little bit of the bombasticness of a board game like Catan where you're constantly shouting at each other, but I really like the mechanics on display here. So much so that I bought the game for myself. So no disclosure necessary. Go check it out on Steam if you're interested in something like this. And thanks for tuning into a little bit more of a low-key Northernlion Tries today. I think that not everybody's going to be into this sort of thing. However, if you're a big fan of digital board games like myself, you want to be kept abreast of all the ones that are actually coming out as standalone clients. Here's one to put on your list. Speaking of which, on Steam, you can add it to your wish list if you choose. You can also pick it up for yourself. It was $10 USD at the time of this video. For now, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll be in the comments reconciling the fact that I did really well in a score standpoint, while also probably of committing grievous errors in my dice drafting strategy. Oh well, it happens. I'll be there. Thanks for the comments, and I'll see you next time. See ya.